Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you the College Success OER course site that I've built in Canvas and will share to the Canvas Commons. This course for West LA College, this is Counseling 40, College Success. So I've created this course with resources from Lumen Learning, and it contains a lot of good stuff for you guys to use. So let's get right to it. In the modules section, there's an instructors module. This is just for you. Do not publish this. It has different information. OER resources from the OEI are on this page. Some textbook information and the module information. It's got learning outcomes that are tied to each section of each module, and it talks about the assignments. The assignments are also in this course, as are test banks and a guide on editing quizzes. I've created module quizzes and a midterm and a final, but you're free to delete those or change those any way you want. And this page is instructions on how to do that. There's also a page that talks about how to contact Lumen directly for any assistance you might need. And then in this page I will put the video for the course, this course tour that I'm making right now. So down below that we have the Canvas orientation module. This is just a Canvas overview for students who may be new to Canvas. It's got different information regarding turning in an assignment or sending a message through the inbox, etc. So this is just something I put into all the courses. Below that is another student resource. This is the module readings, but as a PDF. So if students click on this, they can download the textbook as a PDF, and then if they're not connected to the internet, they can read the book offline. So that's a nice thing. One thing to note with the PDF version, it does not contain the interactive content. These readings contain a lot of videos and some practice quizzes within the reading. So that's not available in a PDF, but there you go. So we'll go back to the modules and get into the actual course. So the way I organize this course is the readings are up here. So each one of these is a section of the readings for module 1, and below that is the module 1 quiz. I've left this unpublished because you as the instructor are going to go into the quizzes and adjust the settings. At the very least, you're going to add the open and due dates and stuff like that. And then below that, I've included the assignments that are associated with the module. So there's a lot of assignments in this course. I don't really expect you to use all of them, and you'll want to, your students, so you know how much they can handle as far as coursework. You may want to only use one of these assignments per module. You can use them or not use them at your discretion. And the way to use them, if you want to use them, obviously go in there and edit the due dates and things like that. But it's really easy. You just publish it if you want to use it. So you can publish the quiz and publish that once you've adjusted them. So before we go deeper into the quizzes and assignments, I do want to show you how Lumen presents the reading material, because it's pretty great. So students are going to click on the first one. It's going to open up right in Canvas, and it shows basically the first part of the reading. And they will scroll down to the bottom. If you can, suggest to your students to use the next button at the very bottom and not the one within the text. It really doesn't matter which one they do, but this one kind of keeps them more on track within this course. So here's the next section of Module 1 as far as the readings go. And I just want to show you some of the benefits that students have when they read this material as opposed to a different kind of textbook. So the thing I really like about Lumen, it's just laid out very nice. Many pages contain extra material. Here's links to different surveys and questionnaires that'll help them, career interest survey. So this is kind of interesting, very helpful in a course like College Success. And then the other thing I like about these pages is that many of them contain videos, and students, for the most part, like videos. The videos within these readings are all going to be closed captioned, so you don't have to worry about accessibility when it comes to these videos. So that's helpful. And also within the readings, in some cases, there are these little interactive quizzes. These are just review quizzes. They don't go to your grade book, but I kind of like them because the students read the material and then right away they can take these little review quizzes or practice quizzes. And it's really great because, you know, it's like a few questions and then it gives them the answers here and lets them know kind of if they're on track with the material. So that's basically all the modules are sort of the same way, with the readings on top, a module quiz, and then these assignments below. You may want to add discussions, and in some cases you could turn one of these assignments into a discussion. That would be a way to go if you want to save some time and add some more kind of interactive student to student, you know, conversation. You could put some of these in discussions. I would recommend that. This course didn't come with any PowerPoints or discussions, so you're going to have to create those if you want to use that or find those resources somewhere. I did create a midterm and a final. So the midterm is on the first 5 modules and the final is the last 5 modules. Again, you can edit these or delete these or change them any way you want. So let's take a look at the quizzes. So I'm going to go to quizzes here. And the way I did these are all the module quizzes are just 20 question, 20-point quizzes. We'll look at one really quick. So here's the module 1. As I said before, 20-point, 20 question. I gave students 40 minutes, so that's 2 minutes per question. You can totally change that if you think your students need more time or less time. It's up to you. On the module quizzes, unlike the midterm and final, I gave students 2 attempts. Normally I don't really do that, but because this is kind of a college success course, I figure it's nice to give them 2 attempts at the quiz. Canvas is going to keep the highest score. So, you know, maybe the student will learn more on the second attempt, and it just gives them more exposure to the quiz material. Here's sort of some of the settings. Again, I should have just walked you through that. So if you want to change these quizzes and add the due dates, you just go into the quiz and click on Edit. And then here's the options I selected. So I use shuffle answers. That means A, B, C, and D are going to be different for different students. That's just kind of an anti-cheating measure. There's the time limit. You could change that or even remove it. It's up to you. And here's where I allow multiple attempts. Some people may want to give them more attempts. You know, if you're not really basing the grade off of these quizzes, give them more attempts, and then, you know, have them do it as many times as they want. Here's an option that I didn't select, but many instructors do, and students want this selected. This is let students see their quiz responses. Incorrect questions will be marked in student feedback. So if you select this and then select let students see the correct answers, this is going to show the students what they got right and what they got wrong, which is helpful in many cases. The one sort of problem with letting students see the correct answers is that if you select this and don't enter a date in the Show Correct Answers At box, students will get all the answers the first time they take the test, immediately. So if a student wants to, and they could share those answers with other students or copy them. So if you are going to use these review options, I highly recommend to put the date in here that matches the due date or until date of the quiz. That way students are only going to get the correct answers after everyone's taken the quiz. It's just kind of a nice way to set this to keep everyone on a level playing field. But for now, I'm going to uncheck that, so you as the instructor are going to go in and change that if you want that option. And at the bottom are where you would fill in your due dates and available dates for the quiz. The way I constructed these quizzes, I'll go into the questions area. I've done random draws. The test banks are organized in two different ways in this course. I've called them chapter test banks. Really, these are section test banks. So the module has 4 sections, module 1. So these are from the module section test banks, I guess. I call them the chapter test banks. So each test bank covers a different part of the module. I've selected randomly 5 questions from each of those test banks so that students get a variety of questions from the entire module, not just one section of the module. And you can edit these if you want. If you wanted to make this a 10 question quiz, you could just go in, click on the little pencil here, and instead of picking 5, you could pick 2 or 3. It's up to you, and then click update and save. That's how you would change that. I will show you where the test banks are. So if you click on quizzes, and then up in the corner on the 3 dots, you can select manage question banks. And that's going to show you exactly the organization of these test banks. If you wanted to go in and look at the questions, maybe change a question or correct something, you can click on these and go actually in and look at the individual questions. Add more if you want. It's up to you. So for instance, for that first quiz on module 1, it's drawing 5 questions from each of these 4 modules. So students are going to get 5 random questions out of 22 for this first part, 5 out of 16, and so on. So each student's going to have a slightly different test than their co-students. This is just another layer of anti-cheating that I like to use just to make sure people don't get the same questions all the time. Again, you're free to change that if you want. At the bottom of these test banks, you're going to see the other way that Canvas organizes these banks. There are module test banks. So these are consolidated. So module 1 would contain all the questions from all of those sections, right? So they're a bit bigger. These are the ones I use for the midterm and final. For the midterm, I picked 20 questions from each of the first 5 modules. 100 questions total. I didn't give students a second try on the midterm or the final. Again, you're free to change that if you want. And if you had any kind of questions about how to create a quiz or edit a quiz using the test banks, you can again go back to the module in the instructor module here and click on the instructor guide, editing quizzes. That's going to give you all the info on how to create new quizzes and stuff. So we'll take a quick look at the assignments. In Canvas, anything worth points is an assignment, so that's why you see the quizzes up here. But below the quizzes are the assignments, and these are imported from Lumen. These are great. We'll go in and look at one because you may want to make changes to these. So here's a sample assignment here. It wants you to watch a video and then take this little quiz that's at another website. And then once the students do that, they write a 2 to 3 paragraph summary. So You may want to change the points and the submission options. Right now, it's set to accept a text entry box, a URL from a website, a media recording, or a file upload. Because this is a kind of a written assignment, you may want to change those. So I'll show you how to do that. If you go on Edit in the assignment, you can make changes to the directions if you wanted to. Here's the points. You could make this worth more or less points up there. And then here's the submission type. So if you didn't want them to submit a website or upload a video or something, you could just uncheck those and at the bottom put your dates in and click Save, and that would update that one. So that's basically a quick overview, not so quick, but that's an overview of this course. I'm going to upload this course to the Canvas Commons. That's where you will be able to download it and import it into your Canvas course. If you have any questions, you can always contact me. I'll help you through that process. And yeah, I'm hoping you'll use this course. It is a college success course. So one part of college success is budgeting. And it's nice to offer students a free textbook that's going to help them. So feel free to use this, and thanks again for watching.